Szeretném Hardi Titusz atyát megkérni, a Pannonhalmi Bencés Gimnázium igazgatóját.
Tisztelt egybegyűltek! Először is
Dear friends, first of all, I would like to thank our German friends who have given us an example, I think, how to face the past and not to keep silent.
arra, ahogyan a múlttal szembenézni kell, és nem hallgatni róla. Példát mutatnak nekünk
They give us
arra,
an example that the veil of silence has to be removed and we have to begin to speak about our past.
beszélni,
I think this is an obligation for us.
amiről azt gondolom, hogy kötelességünk beszélni. Miért beszélek most én meg?
Why do I dare to say this? Because I think it has to start somewhere, with someone. It has already started, but I would like to join this line as someone who is a simple Hungarian citizen, born in this city of Budapest, with Hungarian as my mother tongue. I am Hungarian, and I was baptized into the Catholic Church as a small child. I have not left the church since. Even more, I have committed myself to her. I am a monk in the Pannonhalma Benedictine community, an ordained priest of the Holy Apostolic Catholic Church.
És innen tekintek vissza a múltra, ami él bennünk. Mint történelem tanár szoktam mondani, a történelem a
From
múlt
this
és a jelen
point, I
párbeszéd.
look back at the past that lives in us. As a teacher of history, I often say, history is a dialogue of the past and the present. I think it is even more, we live in the past. This is how we are to look at the past. Now I can come to the point why I was invited to this meeting. 77 years ago, this day, a law was voted for in Hungary. We call this the first Jewish law, which was not really the first, we know, as there was one in 1920 already, and many more followed afterwards. The first thing I would like to express is my deepest shame that this law could have been born in this country, and that we did not protest as one, we Hungarians and Christians. When we should have spoken up in 1920 and in 1934, on each occasion when a law of segregation was sanctioned, at that time we did not stand up as one, and we did not protest as one.
Kirekesztő törvény megszületett, hogy akkor egy emberként nem álltunk fel, és nem tiltakoztunk. Miért mondom ezt, hogy mélységesen szégyellem, mikor nem én...
Why do I say I am deeply ashamed, when it was not me who passed these laws? Who am I? I was born much later, and my parents did not participate in it. I think if I say I'm Hungarian, I have something to do with whatever happened in this nation in the past 1,000 years. If I say I am a Catholic, I have something to do with whatever happened in this church in the past thousands of years. As such, in this capacity, I am ashamed. I think it is so important to put these things in words. The country has a constitution today. We have a basic law. It is not my task to evaluate or judge this law. But in any case, it starts. We are proud that, and indeed, I am proud of the 23rd of October 1956, and it is good to feel Hungarian when I think of that. I am proud of Saint Stephen, our first king, when I read his writing called Recommendations. My son, take special care of the foreigner in your country, because a nation of only one language and race is weak and stupid. So I'm proud of this. But I think our constitution is lacking. If we say what we are proud of, we should continue to say what we are ashamed of.
És azt gondolom, ezt el kéne kezdeni kiegészíteni, hogy szégyellem.
I think we should start to amend this and say what we are ashamed of. I am ashamed that such laws were born in this country. I am ashamed that this could happen in this country. These cannot be empty sentences in the history books, that 1938, first Jewish law, 1939, second Jewish law, and then the third Jewish law. And then all of a sudden, our fellow citizens march towards the death camps.
A német testvéreink hihetetlen bátorsággal megtették, azt gondolom, ami az ő
Our German friends have done their obligation with great courage. We have to start our own. That 200 Germans cannot deport 500,000 people, that this would have not been possible without the Hungarian administration and the active participation or silent turning away of our dear baptized fellow citizens. And for that, we are deeply ashamed and sorry.
Mélységesen szégyeljük és bánjuk. És talán azt is el kell mondanom, hogy
And I have to say also that people who participated in any way in this or turned their heads away did not know their master, Jesus.
nem ismerték a mesterüket, Jézust, aki azt mondta, hogy nem azért jöttem, hogy
He said he did not come to destroy the law, but to fulfill it. I read in the law, in Leviticus, love your neighbor because he is like you. As long as we do not look at our Jewish neighbors like this in our hearts, I think we have not really understood much of the message of Jesus.
Jézus üzenetéből nem sokat értettünk meg. És végül
Finally, I would like to mention some other people who stood their ground, not to whitewash what is unclean, but to look into the future and to gain strength, because there were those who resisted. There were those who did speak up then. May it be Vilmos Apor, Bishop of Győr, or Kelemen Chrysostom, Abbot of Pannonhalma, who sheltered several hundreds of Jewish people in his house at the time of the Shoah, or Sára Salkaházi from the Social Sisters. I would like to emphasize her name especially as an encouragement, because, as I said, the way we look into the past can be turned into a message of hope for the future. It gives me hope that our church has beautified her in the past few years. It means she's to be looked at as an example by the believers. Sára Salkaházi, a social sister, a simple nun, I would say. She kept saving Jewish lives in 1944, as long as all of a sudden she too found herself in a march towards the Danube and she was shot into the river. I think this is a very important message that the Church intends to set before us, that it was possible to stand up then. And for the same reason, it is so important today to declare of whom we are the spiritual heirs of, from what we separate ourselves of and ashamed of, and for what we ask forgiveness.